Hello ZCMS students. Today is Monday, November 11th, 2013.
Reminder to all NJHS members, the next meeting will be Tuesday from 3:10 to 3:40 in Mr. Bennett's room. I may not be perfect, but I'm always me. Selena Gomez.
The eighth grades will be traveling to the high school tomorrow to take the Explore test. Remember, you must have your ZCMS ID to go. Here's a quick video about what to expect on test day.
Good day. My name is Ms. Taylor, and I am here to talk to you about the Explore test. I am going to be speaking to you not as a teacher at Zion Central Middle School, but as a Zion-Benton Township High School District 126 school board member. What is the Explore test? The Explore test itself is a version of the ACT, or American College Testing. It determines your college readiness. College readiness tells us whether or not you as a student are currently on track to be a successful student in college. Why is this important in your 8th grade year? During your 8th grade year, or next Thursday, you all are going to sit for the Explore exam at Zion-Benton Township High School with the other districts. The purpose of the exam is for us to determine where it is that you are in your academic track in order to ensure that you get the correct classes to make sure that you're in position to be successful. So if your reading levels are at an honors level, you can take honors level courses. However, if your reading levels are lower than the expected reading levels for an entering 9th grader, then you will be taking the language arts courses or English courses for that particular level in addition to an intervention course, similar to our SMCs or Pirate Power here. The EPASS is a system that the ACT organization utilizes in order to ensure that you're on track starting with your 8th grade year. In 8th grade, you take the Explore test now. Your scores will come back within a few months, and we will discuss them in our language arts, math, and science classes. 9th grade year, you'll sit for the Explore again in order to ensure that you have had some growth or that there has not been any decrease in your scores over the summer. Your 10th grade year, you will take the PLAN exam, which is the 10th grade version of the ACT. And the purpose of this test is to ensure that at the 10th grade, you are currently again on track for college. Your junior and senior year, you actually sit for the ACT. The Explore is the first part of the testing system that goes on to include the PLAN and the ACT. Typically, students take the Explore, again in 8th and 9th grade, PLAN in 10th grade, and the ACT as juniors and seniors. All 3 tests will include an English, a math, a reading, and a science test. The difference is that every year, the information, the questions become more rigorous or more difficult. The Explore test itself has 4 sections. English, which consists of 40 questions. Part of it is usage and mechanics, and the other part is rhetorical skills. Usage and mechanics pertains to punctuation, grammar and usage, and sentence structure. Rhetorical skills pertain to your understanding of the use of strategy, organization, and style of writing. The next test is a math test. There are 30 questions there. The math test measures your mathematical reasoning. The test focuses on your ability to reason in math rather than on how well you have memorized formulas or can do involved computations. Questions on the test cover 4 areas: knowledge and skills, direct application, understanding concepts, and integrating your understanding of concepts in pre-algebra, elementary algebra, geometry, and statistics and probability. The next section is reading. The Explore reading test measures your ability to understand written material from different school subjects. The skills measured including referring to details in the passage, drawing conclusions, and making comparisons and generalizations. The test does not cover information outside the passages, vocabulary taken out of context, or formal logic. The passages are typical of materials you might read in school, including prose fiction, short stories or excerpts from short stories or novels, humanities, excerpts from memoirs and personal essays, and from works on architecture, art, dance, ethics, film, language, literary criticism, music, philosophy, radio, religion, television and theater, and social sciences. Excerpts from works on anthropology, archaeology, biography, business, economics, education, geography, history, political science, psychology, and sociology. Science is the fourth section of the test and consists of 28 questions. This test measures your scientific reasoning skills and your ability to understand scientific information and draw conclusions from it. 6 sets of scientific information are presented in one of 3 formats: data representation, which includes graphs, tables, and other forms; research summaries, which are descriptions of several related experiments; or conflicting viewpoints, which will be 2 or more hypotheses that are inconsistent with one another. Materials for this test are taken from the life sciences, earth-space sciences such as geology, astronomy, and meteorology, and physical sciences. The test emphasizes your scientific reasoning skills rather than how well you can recall scientific facts or your skills in mathematics or in reading. You get 30 minutes to take each test. Scores for your Explore test, Plan, and ACT look very similar to this. When you receive your scores, they will come in this form. However, the scoring will indicate how you yourself performed. The score range for each section of the test is between 1 and 25 points. Again, your English is broken down into usage mechanics and rhetorical skills. However, mathematics, reading, and science will just say mathematics, reading, and science. You will receive a composite score, which is simply the average of your test scores in English, mathematics, reading, and science. These are rounded to a whole number. These scores will determine where you will be placed in your classes for high school and or whether or not you are in position to qualify to attend the New Tech Zion Benton East Campus. For additional information, you can go to www.actstudent.org/explore. Also, if you would like to speak with Ms. Taylor for further information, I am in room 209 at extension 151.
Today around the country we honor the veterans who served in the military. Today we were lucky enough to sit down with 8th grade social studies teacher Mr. Smith to talk about his experiences.
At what age did you join the military?
At what age did I join the military? I joined the military at age 22.
Why did you want to be in the military?
Why did I want to be in the military? One, I wanted to serve my country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But I guess I was influenced quite a bit by my father, who was in the Army, U.S. Army. Thank you, Dad. And by my father-in-law, who was a senior chief in the U.S. Navy. So thank you for that. But you know, talking with them and talking about the military throughout my life, you know, I had an interest in it. I never thought I would join when I was in middle school or high school, but you know, it worked out that way.
In what branch of the military did you serve?
I served in the United States Navy. I served in the Navy.
For how long did you serve?
20 years. I went in 1981 and retired in 2002. So I did 20.5 years with the Navy. Saw many different countries, sailed around the world, visited 20 plus countries, got to live in Australia, Sydney, Australia for 2 years in the exchange program with them. They sent an Australian Navy person over to the United States, and I got to go over there and took my family, and we lived in Sydney for 2 years, which was very cultural and cool.
What rank did you achieve?
I achieved the highest rank that, well, I was a senior chief in the United States Navy, a senior chief petty officer, which is an E8. I was a fire controlman. And a lot of people think that a fire controlman is somebody that puts out fires. No, a fire controlman means we direct fire on enemy targets. What I did was I took care of missile and gun radar, and also missiles, missile and gun systems, and all the small arms that are associated with it. 45 9mm, 40mm grenade launchers, 50 cal machine guns, and everything else that goes with it, all the ammunition, and made sure that all that was good to go. Went on boarding parties on other ships, to investigate whether or not they had any drugs, guns, or any other contraband that was not allowed. And what the Navy does, keeps the sea lanes open and keeps piracy to a minimum on the seas and oceans.
What were your duties while you served?
Some of my duties, all right. Well, I went to Great Lakes, and first tour of duty at Great Lakes was as a teacher. I taught basic electricity and electronics, taught people how to wire things up, how to work on radar equipment. When I was on the ship, my primary responsibilities was maintenance and combat operations of fire control radars, which track air and surface targets, and then we assign a missile launcher to those radars or a gun mount to those radars, and then we fire at enemy targets, and also take care of all small arms aboard the ship. 50 cal machine guns, 9mm, M14 rifles, 45 pistols, 40mm grenade launchers, and all the associated peripherals and ammunition that goes along with it. Some of the other duties I had besides that was boarding ships to make sure that they didn't have any drugs or any other contraband that was not allowed to be on board. I got to serve over in Australia, an exchange program with the Australian Navy, and I lived over there for 2 years, and that was pretty cool, working for the Australian Navy, fixing their equipment, and got to see quite a bit of the world, Australia over there. And then my last 4 years in the Navy were as a boot camp drill sergeant, if you will. Getting all the outstanding girls and guys that had just graduated from high school, turning them into sailors. Veterans Day means quite a bit to me. It means a time to pay respect to all of people, women and men, that have gone before us to defend this great country against all enemies, foreign and domestic, whether they be combatants or terrorists or whatever. And just being able to honor people that defended this country for many years, from the days where we got our freedom in the Revolutionary War till now. And every time I look at the flag, I think of all the veterans that have served before us. So that's what Veterans Day means to me. Time to pay respect to all the people that have gone before us for this great country.
Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.